morning. Good morning, good morning. I have pumpkins. Who's ready for fall? Got a large pumpkin and a little bit smaller pumpkin. And they're kind of chunky. They stand up on their own. So you can sit them on a shelf or a table and they'll stand up. I've been seeing all of these Christmas in July. Everywhere you go, it's Christmas in July. I'm seeing crafts online for Christmas. I'm seeing Christmas on the television. All the Christmas shows are on the Hallmark Channel, which I love, but I'm not quite ready for Christmas yet. So I've got these really cute pumpkins that I've been dying to work with, so I think that's what we're gonna do today. And so what we have is those two pumpkins, and then the pumpkin transfers come with four different ones. So for the small pumpkin, we can choose either the polka dots or the stripes. Let me know which one you like better, polka dots, stripes. We also have two for the large pumpkin. So I guess this is a plaid sort of pattern. And then this one's more of a floral leafy pattern. So we have the leafy and the plaid. Let me know. What do you think? Which one's gonna be cuter? And these pumpkins actually are two-sided. So technically you could do all four transfers because you could do the two small ones, the polka dots on one side and the stripe on the other, and then the same thing on the big pumpkin. But for today's video, we're just gonna do one side, let them dry, and then later on I'll go do the back side with something. So the other thing that I was thinking about incorporating is a couple of chalk chips. If you watched my video yesterday, we worked with some of these. If you missed it, go back and check it out. So I think we'll use some chalk chips and my new handy dandy crocodile. I've got some raffia and some twine, and I have this little farm transfer that's from one of the minis. It has 12 mini designs on it, and I also sell it in my sample packs. So if you're not a part of my Hen House Crafting Club on Facebook, you can join, and it's a place where I share all of my crafts and videos and things that I'm working on, and I'd like for you to share yours as well. But in my crafting club, I offer some sample packs that comes with a mini transfer, a chalk chip, it comes with a mini squeegee, a stir stick, and I don't have any near me, but there's one chalk paste packet. So it's literally a complete mini project. So you could create a project on both sides of your chalk chip with everything that's in that packet, and I sell those in my Hen House Crafting Club on Facebook. So go check that out. Right now I have some more, I still have some summer designs, but I also have these farmhouse designs like the one we're gonna work with today. So I have all of that. I'm gonna be using the bright white paste on the chalk chips, and then I'm gonna be using, I think it's black, yeah, black velvet on the pumpkins. So I'm not doing a traditional orange pumpkin. You can, but that's not what I'm gonna do today. I still think it's going to be really cute, even though it's not orange. So you can let me know what you think. And then I might do a different color on the back side, but on the side that we're going to work on today on this video, I'm going to do black. So these are not chalkboards, so they're not really reusable, but I mean, you totally could sand it down and use it again. But it's not going to wash off like it does on the chalkboards. So these are wood, so it's a little bit different, and they are made by Chalk Couture. If you'd like the link, let me know. I can drop that in the comments down below. And I think we're about ready to get started, so let me turn down my camera so that you can see what I'm doing while I'm crafting. Okay. And I'm gonna need a couple of squeegees. Okay, so make sure I have all my goodies together. And let's see here. I think we'll start with the pumpkins. So maybe I'll do the polka dots first. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is to fuzz the transfer to prepare it for my surface. Now you won't have to fuzz it as much as you do on a slick surface. Oh, my fan just blew it together. So unfortunately it got stuck. Because it won't stick as firmly to the wood surface as it would a more slick surface. So I'm just going to do it once or twice. Okay. And like I said, we're gonna do black and white today. So now that I have fuzzed my transfer, I just need to line it up on my pumpkin. That looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to smooth it down a bit to make sure that all areas around the screen are sticky or stuck, so that when I put my paste on, we get a nice crisp design when we lift it up. Sorry, you can't see that. Let me lift it up a little bit. Okay. So now that we have that on there, I just need to get my black paste. And we can get started. So I'm just black paste, and we can get started. Sorry, I'm sharing this to my in-house crafting club so that they can see this as well. And they can join in and watch as we're crafting. So give me just 1 second. I'm almost there. Okay. Awesome. And also I want to make sure that I can see your comments as they're popping up. So got that all set. All right, so I've already stirred my paste, and I'm going to use the small squeegee and the black velvet paste. I'm going to turn my fan down real quick because it's blowing all my stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here is our polka dots, and our black velvet has already been stirred. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my squeegee and start spreading it around the entire transfer. So you don't need to push hard, just glide over the top. Because if you push too hard, you could possibly make the transfer shift, and then that would cause the chalk to get up underneath the transfer and mess up your design. So you just want to be careful to glide over the top. What's everybody got going on this Sunday? Are you crafting? Have you started thinking about your fall decorations yet? As soon as I got these pumpkins in the mail, I was ready to start decorating for fall. Oops. I just splattered it all over my desk. Hopefully I didn't get it on my shirt. It'll wash out, but I didn't plan on washing this shirt before I at least made it to this evening. Okay, we just about got it all on there. So the next thing we're gonna do is scrape off the excess. And to do that, you just stand your squeegee up a little more straight, up and down, and drag it across the top. Scrape all the excess in the jar. Okay. Okay. Y'all can come in if you want. I'm live. So my mom and my niece just got here. They're ready to go shopping and I'm still crafting. Okay, so now that we have the black ink over the whole pumpkin, we're gonna go ahead and lift our transfer and see our little polka dot design. Look at that. I love polka dots. I love them. And see, the black and white design is still cute, even though it's not your traditional orange. You could use it for Halloween as well. I don't do a whole lot of Halloween decorating, so I'm going to use mine for fall, but you could totally use it for Halloween and then keep it out for the fall as well. So we're going to set this one aside and let it dry. And we'll start the next one. I'm going to go with the leafy pattern. Lacey, you can move that and sit in that chair if you want. Okay. And so, get this one fuzzed on my fuzzing cloth. And then just line it up just like we did with the polka dot one. So you can see through the screen, you can see the little wooden pumpkin underneath to make sure you have it sort of even. There. So now we're going to do the same thing. Take the black velvet and glide it across the entire pumpkin.
That's going to match your black and white check?
Yep. My mom was just saying, if you didn't hear her, that this is going to look good with my black and white buffalo plaid that I have in my house. So yesterday, my niece found out that I have a YouTube channel where I share all of my crafts. I can't believe the surprised look that was on her face whenever she heard that I had one. I'm not sure what to think about that.
I think she thought you were too old.
I think she thought I was too old too. But maybe now she'll go check out my craft videos and she can watch them when she's at home and I'm not getting to see her very much. So this is a big one, so it takes a minute to get the whole thing covered. But we're getting there.
I don't think I brought my glasses. Look at the Christmas trees.
Hey Mom, would you go in my room and get my hairdryer for me?
I sure will.
Because I think before I can put my, I'm going to add some chalk chips on here and some raffia. I think I'm going to need to dry it first.
Is it in the bathroom?
Yeah, in my bathroom. It's on the counter. Okay, so I got that pretty much covered. I'm going to stand up my squeegee and start removing the excess. and replacing it back into the jar. And we just about got it. Thank you. Okay. They got here just in time to help me. Let's see what this one looks like. I'm not sure what you call this pattern, but I called it a leafy pattern, even though it doesn't look like leaves.
Looks like holly berries.
Yeah, holly berries or some sort of berries or some sort of a bloom or some kind.
It would be pretty on anything, not just.
That looks really cute.
I sure hope I got a pair.
All right, so let me turn it around so you can see what we have so far. We have these two, both done in the black and white, and they're drying pretty good. This polka dot one's almost completely dried. So they're drying pretty fast. But while we're waiting on these to dry, we need to work on our chalk chips. So I'm going to set those aside. And we have these two chalk chips. And I'm going to use my crocodile to punch a hole in each of them so that we can tie them to our pumpkins. So it has a small hole and a larger hole. I'm going to go ahead and do the larger hole. Just place it inside the groove right there and squeeze. And out comes the little hole. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And we have another little hole. And the little things just pop right out. Toss those. We're done with our crocodile, and now we're ready to chalk the two chips. Hey Sonia, thanks for joining. Today we're making some pumpkins. This is what we have so far. We have a polka dot one and I don't know, a leafy flowery looking pattern one. And so now we're gonna chalk these two chalk chips that we're gonna add to those pumpkins with some twine and raffia. So now I'm going to use the bright white paste and the farm transfer. So we're going to put this, we're going to do the same thing on both of these chalk chips. We're going to use this farm transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. Fuzz it with my fuzzing cloth. This one's not super sticky, so I'm just going to do it the one time. And then try to place it in the middle with my little hole on top. Like that. Okay, so now that is ready for us to start pasting on it. So I have my bright white paste. And I'm just going to drag it across the top. It doesn't take a whole lot for these little chips. Just want to make sure that the entire screen is covered. And then we're going to stand up the squeegee and remove the excess. Replace it in the jar so you don't have any waste. And that chalk will last a good while. And if your chalk ever gets too thick for you to work with, you want it to be like a yogurt consistency. Don't throw it away, it's still good. All you need to do is add a little bit of water and stir it up really good. Okay, here we go.
Not too much though.
There's our first farm design. Now, since I'm going to do the exact same thing on this one, I'm not going to wash this out yet. I'm just going to quickly place it on the next one. and go ahead and paste it on here as well. Making sure that my little hole that I cut out is in the top. Like that. Then you just want to carefully make sure the entire screen is stuck down so that we get a nice crisp design. And we're gonna do the same thing. Glide the chalk on.
Why are you making two alive?
I'm gonna put one on each of the pumpkins.
Oh, okay.
So my mom's in the background asking why I'm making two of these if you didn't hear her. And you could put different things on your two chalk chips, but I'm just gonna do the same thing on both of mine. I couldn't decide what to put on the other one, so I just decided to put the same thing on both. So I'm removing the excess. Like that. I think we got it all. And remove the transfer one last time. Perfect. I'm going to drop that in my pan of water so that the chalk doesn't get stuck in the screen. Thanks, Sonia. I think they're pretty too. I can't wait to get them finished. You'll have to let me know if you like the finished product. Okay, so these chalk chips need to dry a little bit. My pumpkins are pretty dry, but I think I might run the hairdryer over them real quick, so be patient with me because it's going to get noisy for just a few seconds. And you want to use a warm temperature to help it dry faster. The warmth won't hurt it at all. Okay, so when they're wet, they're a little bit shiny. The chalk is a little bit shiny, and as it dries, it gets more of a matte finish, so you can tell. And you can rub it, and unlike regular chalk that you put on a chalkboard, it doesn't smear, so you're not getting it on your hands and it's not smearing your design. So, we've got our two little chalkboards and our two pumpkins. So now, I thought I would tie the chalk chips on with some twine and then just add a little bit of decorative raffia in a little bow on there as well. So, cut this open.
To it or remove it? You able to remove it?
I'm just going to tie it on here. So I'm going to stand it up and just tie it like that, I think. I got to put this through here. So I use the larger hole to make it easier to thread my twine. And then I think I'm just going to tie it like that, to where it hangs down just a little bit.
Perfect.
And then let's see if I can get this raffia, this wild crazy stuff to work. I'm going to attempt to tie it around there as well. Get some longer pieces. Okay, let's see. Tuck that in. It's not easy to tie a bow backwards. I feel like I'm all thumbs.
You're doing good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this around so I can see it. And it's raffia. It's supposed to look like a messy scarecrow kind of look. So, let me clean this up a little bit so it's not so wild and woolly. There we go. So there's the first one. Let me set it aside.
Awesome.
And see if we can get this other one to look halfway like that. Okay. Get my twine in here. We're almost finished with this project. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Stand up my large pumpkin and see if I can get this tied on here. There we go. Okay, so now we have our little chalk chip on there. And I'm going to add some raffia. And tie it around here. I feel like I'm like biting my lip or sticking my tongue out or something. Thank God you can't see my face. Does anybody else do that when they're concentrating? Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this into a bow, but I'm going to try. I just ripped it. Okay, move some of this mess out of the way. So now we have two pumpkins with the raffia and the chalk chips on there. And I will set them up in my house and take a picture so that you can see a still picture of what they look like in real life. And then I will, one of these days, maybe one day later this week, I'll probably chalk the backside and do it in a different color. That way, whenever I'm ready to change up the decor or the color or whatever, I can just flip them over. And I'll probably try the other two patterns that came with this, which was the stripe, and I'm calling this a plaid. I don't know if that's really a plaid. So, I think that's about all I've got today. Thanks for joining me. And again, if you haven't already joined my craft club on Facebook, it's called Hen House Crafting Club. And that's where I post all of my live videos and pictures and project ideas. All of that kind of stuff can be found there at Hen House Crafting Club on Facebook. Check it out. And the sample bundles that I spoke about earlier can be found there as well. Happy Sunday, everybody. Do something good for yourself today. Take some time to relax and prepare for the work week. You deserve it. This is my relaxing. I get to sit down and craft and enjoy some time in my craft room. I love it, and I can't wait to start my next project. Thanks so much for joining. Bye.